Welcome, one and all, to episode 523 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. I'm your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn here, as always, with suspenders set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you today. Today is the Boxed Foods Special, which will make sense in a bit. I'll be going over that. We're also going to be playing Minerva's Den for Bioshock 2. Some downloadable content for Bioshock 2 since we've beaten the primary game. We beat it last week. It was a blast. Then, let's see. Then I think that's it for tonight. But then tomorrow, of course, we've got another episode of The Sinking City, which is a game I'm really getting into, having a lot of fun with it. I didn't really know how to feel at the beginning when I first started playing, but now that I'm into it, despite all of its weirdness, I'm having a great time. So we have all of that to look forward to. Good to see so many of you in the chat today, and I've double-checked that microphone. It's on. I think we're good to go. Apologies for having to miss my Monday live stream. If you were wondering where I was, be sure to follow me on Twitter, because I update Twitter with everything that I'm doing. And I let everybody know on Twitter long beforehand that I was going to have to cancel my Monday live stream. I had company, and I didn't think it was going to interfere with the live stream, but it ended up interfering with the live stream. It was great. You know, family came over to visit, got to spend time with my cousin and her child. So it was a great, wonderful experience. I'm glad I did it. Family first, live streaming second, right? So anyway, but I'm back. They have gone on to do other things, and now I'm here to do some Scotch and Smoke Rings, to smoke cigars and to drink Scotch, which of course is the priority in this life, right? We've got everybody in the chat today. Don Coynton, Deuteronomus, Lil Miss Cindy, Weird Beer, Johnny Pickle. Good to see so many familiar faces. We need to celebrate the 600th episode, says Hellraiser. Well, that's not going to be for quite some time. These weeks, I mean, they go by quickly, but they also go by slowly. You think that 100 episodes is going to go by in a snap, but man, that's 100 weeks. That's a while. Jesse M says, hello, fellow Thump Thump fan. That is, of course, a reference to Fallout New Vegas and the grenade launcher Thump Thump, which I really enjoyed. Had a fun time with that. Good to see you, Jesse. The Code Gamer says props. Yes. We will get to the props. I'm giving a little bit of time for everybody to get in the chat, because if I do the props at the beginning, then everybody who comes later, they're like, did I miss the props? And I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to wait a little bit, let some people kind of file in. And when we have enough in the chat, then I'll do the props. We have other things to do, right? We have some Scotch to drink and cigars to smoke. Plus, we get to talk about my upcoming schedule. So I hope you've been enjoying all of the Fallout 3 content that I've been doing this week. 3 episodes already in Fallout 3. We did a number of episodes of Fallout 3 last week. We finished the Broken Steel DLC. I shared my thoughts about why I think the Enclave is wrong. I didn't go into the moral side of it. Well, I mean, I kind of touched on that, but I talked about why they're tactically wrong, right? And we did the loot. We went over all of the loot in Broken Steel. That means we've almost finished Fallout 3. We've finished every single DLC for Fallout 3. And really, there are a few more videos to do. In terms of quests, there's those. So exploring Grey Ditch. I need to do a video on that. Then there's a Temple of the Union, which is exciting. I've been saving that one, and I'm really thrilled to get Lincoln's repeater. Anyway, we got a couple more things to do. Then there are other videos I want to do for Fallout 3. I'd like to do a video about all of the Enclave outposts throughout the Wasteland and the research that they have been collecting at those outposts. And part of me really wants to do a dungeon crawl of every metro station. I don't know how popular that would be. I love the metro stations in Fallout 3. One of the things that made me fall in love with Fallout 3 when I first played it all the way back in 2008 was just going into a metro station and getting completely lost. No idea where I was, completely turned around, scavenging for parts like a madman so I could craft weapons, just hoping I would find a box of cram or some fancy lad snack cake so I wouldn't die, down to my last 3 bullets for my hunting rifle, and yet I've got all of Georgetown to clear. I mean, I have very fond memories of just playing in those tunnels. when I first played Fallout 3. And I get mixed reception on that. I'll talk about my fondness for the metro system of the Capital Wasteland. And some people will say, oh, I hate the metro system. And others say, oh, I love it. So I'm really tempted to do a series where I just go through every single metro station and just explore it top to bottom. But I don't know how popular it'll be. I kind of want to do it, though. So we'll see. We'll see. Esteban Maynardi says, hey, Oxhorn, recommend a Scotch better than Glenfiddich, Glenmorangie. I'm going to buy it. Lafroig. If you really like a peaty Scotch, if you like a Scotch that tastes like burning campfire embers, if you like a Scotch that tastes like you found a peat bog and you just stuck your nose in the peat, well, Lafroig. The Dark Seraph says, drink some Scotch. It isn't good to keep things bottled up. True. Cheers. Esteban says, I love all your Fallout series. Drinks on me. Oh, that's extremely generous, Esteban. Thank you very much. I'll buy a brand new bottle. Adrian Parker says, thanks for getting me through the death of my boss who died the day after my birthday. Again, thanks for helping me through the loss. You are great. Well, I'm really sad to hear about your loss. I'm glad to hear that you had a boss that you respected enough and whom you liked working with, but sorry to hear about your loss, but I'm glad you were able to come to the show to feel better. Max Carpenter with a tip. Thank you very much, Max Carpenter. Rob Colley says, so peaty. Foe says, Ardbeg is peatier. And I know I'm butchering that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I can't speak Scottish. Gosh. It's a completely different language. But Ardbeg is peatier, says Foe. Deuteronomus says, I didn't like the metro stations, but only because I don't like caves and tunnels and Fallout. I hated feeling trapped with my enemies. I know that there are some people who just naturally feel claustrophobic in places like that, which I completely understand. I'm not claustrophobic, though. So when it comes to caves and tunnels and tubes to explore, I really get into it. I just love, charting those and exploring every corner. And I don't know, maybe I can rub, some of my love of that off in the video. Josh Bunton says, I'm a little sad. I'm late. Did I miss anything good so far? I mean, everything is good. It's me. I'm in front of the camera, so it's gold no matter what happens. But the particular gold you're looking for, which is the prompts that I'm showing off, I haven't spun that yet into like a gold cloth. But we'll be doing that in just a minute. I need to set something on fire. It's already, 10 minutes in and I haven't set anything on fire? Let's rectify that. Red Runner 328 says, I have diabetes, and a couple of months ago I had 3 seizures within a month, and I remember lying in bed watching your Fallout 3 videos, and I thought I lost some memories. I'm glad I made new ones. And though I lost some memories, I'm glad I made new ones. Well, Red Runner, I'm sorry to hear about your health issues, but I'm glad that my Fallout 3 videos were able to help in some way, and I've got lots more to come. Rob Colley says, have you done a video on the complete history of the Brotherhood of Steel? No, I've touched on it a bit. I will be touching on it a bit more in an upcoming video, but I'm going to get into that a bit later. It's one of those things where I could sit down and read a book about the history of the Brotherhood of Steel and then just regurgitate what I read. But I really want to experience it firsthand first before doing a video like that. And I don't feel like I can until I play Brotherhood Tactics or Fallout Tactics. Because even though it's kind of questionable whether or not Tactics is canonical, some of the events of Tactics are referenced in canonical games, like the existence of the Zeppelins that went down in Chicago, and the entire point of going to the East Coast to begin with, which was to reconnect with the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel. So I kind of want to know what happened there first before I give a big rundown on the Brotherhood of Steel, on the history. Plus, I want to do a series on the Appalachian Brotherhood first. There's a lot I want to do. before I do that particular video. Brian Sanchez says, oh no, I'm late. No, man, you're just right on time. Jay-Z says, hey, Oxhorn, I love that you're playing Bioshock. I know that you can't let it play, but do you like the music in Bioshock? It's one of the reasons I like Bioshock, and it also reminds me of Fallout. Oh, I love the music in Bioshock. I love all of the music in Fallout as well, and I'm bummed that I can't let it play. They're really aggressive, by the way. Whomever owns the copyright to music that's been online for like 70 years, why that music isn't in the public domain, I don't get. It was written and published like well over 70 years ago. But whomever owns they're really aggressive. Typically when something like this happens and you know there's 15 seconds of a copyrighted song that plays in the background as I pass the radio, 9 times out of 10, if they try to claim copyright of it on YouTube and I appeal it, they usually give it up. But whomever owns the songs that play on Bioshock 2, they are really aggressive. Like they just flat out deny every single appeal that I do, to the point where I have to use YouTube's editing tool to like crop out that segment if I want to make money from the live stream playback. It's frustrating. So that's why I try to mute it whenever I can when playing Bioshock 2. Nicholas says, Oxhorn, please read. I am begging you to do a full current PC build guide or showcase. Also, thanks for being here in tough times. Your videos have helped me. You're welcome, Nicholas. I have a PC part picker list linked in the description of this live stream, so you can check out all of the parts of my gaming rig and my streaming rig. I haven't done a video on my rig for years. I did a video a long time ago. When my gaming rig was my streaming rig, I was trying to do it all from one machine. This was probably 3 years ago. I did a video on it, and I should do another video, I suppose, but man, that's work. I should do it, though. Anyway, PC part picker. I've got the list linked in the description. Ash Malachi says, Oxhorn, I won't be able to stay long tonight and probably won't be back Friday or Monday because of internet issues. Sorry to hear about that, but thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Jesse M says, hey, Oxhorn, have you noticed a difference between lighting a cigar with a butane torch versus a match? I've heard the flavor can change. Well, I think that there's some confusion there because with the butane torch, the flavor can't change. All of the chemicals within the butane burn off as soon as you turn it on. What people have recommended is to not use an oil-based lighter, like a Zippo lighter, for example, because those burn dirty. When you look at the flame that comes out of a Zippo, there's a big black trail of smoke that goes right out of the flame, and that can sometimes be imparted to the cigar or the pipe tobacco, which can adulterate the flavor. But with a butane torch, see how that burns clean? There isn't a smoke trail coming out of that. There's nothing to burn. It burns clean, so it doesn't affect the flavor. The danger with using a butane is burning the tobacco, and I know that doesn't make sense, but the nice thing about a Bic lighter is it's a gentle tongue of flame, and you can just suck that in and slowly ignite the tobacco. But when you're holding a jet up to a roll of tobacco, you can singe it, which can make it really acidic and can alter the taste that way. So there are dangers when using something like this compared to a match, but my problem with matches is they're not perfect either. Like if you have those Strike Anywhere matches with that little bit of white stuff at the end, those can really make it taste weird too. Also, unless you're using a match that's made from cedar wood, the cheaper pine wood can make it taste weird as well. Cedar is it complements the taste of a cigar, which is why, well, one of the reasons why humidors are made out of cedar, also because cedars are naturally bug repellent to a certain extent. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Sorry, I know that most of you don't even care. But yeah, so just be careful with the torch when you use it, but you can use it. Irvin Chadwick says, what does cheese say to itself in the mirror? Hello me. I get it. I get hello me. Hello me. I get it. I haven't heard of that kind of cheese before. I get that halloumi is probably a type of cheese. I just haven't heard of it, but I still got the joke. So thank you, Irvin. Josh says, Ox, it's the estate of those who do own the music do it. Yeah, I know, but what I don't get is it should be in public domain. Like, isn't copyright law in America? I don't get how some things fall into the public domain after 70 years and other things don't. I haven't read up on it, so my bad there. But I don't understand how some things can become public domain after, 70 years, something like that. But other things just don't. Is it the estate renewing the copyright? I don't get it. Grace Lockhart says, hi there, Oxhorn. My sister loves your videos and she's currently mesmerized. Ooh, and it flew off the screen by one of your older videos. Well, I'm glad that she's been enjoying my content. I'm glad you're here as well. Brett says, if you could, what would you like to change in the Fallout universe? Hope all is well. Thank you, Brett. If I could change it in the whole Fallout universe? Well, if you were to ask me this years ago, I would say aliens. Because at the time, I really enjoyed Fallout as a post-apocalyptic but trying to be somewhat realistic game. And then I learned about aliens and the Zetans and an entire DLC based around Zetans. And I'm going, this isn't sci-fi, it's post-apocalypse. Now I've become much more comfortable with the idea of aliens in the Fallout universe. So I don't really know if I want them to go away. I kind of like them. I guess what I would change is the magical property of radiation. Because there are things that happen in the Fallout universe, and they're explained away by the characters in the lore simply saying radiation or FEV, right? And I get it. It's really hard to, you sit down and do the, chemistry and the biology of why something like this mutates in such a way. But I don't know, part of me kind of, if it were a real apocalypse, it wouldn't look like this after 200 years, right? The water still wouldn't be irradiated in the way that it is in the Capital Wasteland after 200 years, right? Or even in the Commonwealth. So there's a disconnect from reality in that, and I don't believe it's explained away well. I mean, sure, it was a lot of nukes from both sides, China and America, but I mean, it would need to be a heck of a lot of nukes to completely corrupt every square inch of drinking water on planet Earth to such a degree that it doesn't heal after 200 years? 200 years? That's just inconceivable. So, I don't know. I wish things like that were explained a little bit more, but I can still, it's not the end of the world for me. I can still suspend my disbelief enough to immerse myself in the world. The Savage Dingo says, Oxhorn, your voice is smooth and makes listening to Fallout lore amazing throughout my date. Are you listening to me while on a date? Flattered, but shouldn't you be focusing on your date? I'm sure she or he would be disappointed to learn that I have become the focus of your attention during the date. Either that or it's just a really boring movie. And if that's the case, well then, I understand. Where JC says, I vote move your microphone over or down. What say the other viewers? Over or down? Like that? Is that better? Or like that? I don't know. It's one of those mics that I have to point right at my mouth for it to sound good. And if it's like that, I feel like I'm going to want to keep going like this. Well, we'll try that and let me know what that thinks. Okay, lots of wonderful questions. I got to get the props here soon. Mark W. says, what do you think of the theory that there will be a showdown between the Interloper and the Mothman in his Cult and Future plot update? I'd flip. It's an interesting theory. I don't know what's correct, but well, what I don't understand is, I mean, there are clearly two cults. The Mothman, the Cult of the Mothman, and the Cult of the Interloper, and yet they share a lot of the same iconography. So if you go to the Cult of the Mothman Shrine beneath the Mothman Museum, see, there I am, I'm going down like this, in Point Pleasant, a lot of the statues and skulls and artwork on the walls is exactly the same as the stuff we find in Lucky Hole Mine. So why would two different competing cults have the same iconography? It makes me think they're kind of connected instead of being opposites. Josh Bunton says, or the date is also watching your stream. Oh, there is that possibility. That's true. Hey, both of you, glad you're here. Have a wonderful date. The Dark Seraph says, beer nuts for sale, $1.25 a bag. Deer nuts are under $1. And with that... Oh, Rob Colley says, Ox, I can't say, but have a great broadcast and a great evening, my friend. Rob, wonderful tip. Extremely generous. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about deer nuts right now. I'm having a hard time here. But we should probably move on. Where JC says, told you he had a face and a glorious beard. Oh, is that better? Okay. So, props time. My shipment finally arrived. I feel like one of those guys who go to burst into the pub and say, drinks on me, my ship has arrived. Because my shipment has finally arrived. I ordered all of this back in like February. And what it is it's a stack of boxed goods from the Fallout universe. Deuteronomus says, lol, you need a drink to wash that joke out of your mouth. All right, cheers. Let's do that. CJ says, Ox, bought my wife one of your dog meat mugs, got me out of the dog house. Happy wife equals happy life. Okay, sage wisdom, CJ. Glad that it helped. First up. Right? Such a focal point. An iconic prop from Fallout 2. You get so many of these over the course of Fallout 2, and it became a relic. The Holy Vault 13, the legendary water flask from Vault 13. I had to get my own, and he did a great job painting it up and weathering it. It looks like it's been lovingly cared for and cherished for 200 years. And it comes with this little hip flask. So if I ever wanted to, cosplay, I guess, or go to a Comic-Con or something, there you go. Where JC says, did you see Rod Colley's $100 donation? Yes, I just saw it, and I told him how appreciative I was. It was extremely kind. Thank you for letting me know about it, Where JC. Next up. Cram. Now, the gentleman whom I found who was making these had much more experience making Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas props. And so I contacted him on Etsy and I said, I'm really interested, but could you make the Fallout 4 versions for me instead? So there I am. I keep going. I'm going to strain my neck by the time I'm done. And he said yes. And so I was really thrilled. We spent a long time. He was so responsive. He was in Russia and he went around and found a lot of packaged goods in Russia looking for just the right container to match the version of the container in Fallout, in the Fallout universe. And he would send me photographs while he's in the grocery store. Does this one work? Does this one work? And we both settled on this one. And I think it's the perfect size. It might, I mean, if I were really finicky, I'd say, maybe a little bit taller. I think the Cram one from the Fallout universe is a little taller. But this one is really, it's still almost the perfect size. And I said yes, and he made it, and it turned out great. So there's some Cram from Fallout 4. Here we go. We've got some emergency drinking water. These were easy. It's essentially a Pringles can. I mean, I don't think it's really a Pringles can. I think he found some other Russian version of Pringles. Gotaku says microphone is off. It's not. I've been streaming for 27 minutes. I would know by now if it was off. You're not going to fool me. Anyway. Emergency drinking water and made out of I don't know what kind of can it was, but it was the perfect size. I mean, look at that. It's exactly like we would find in the game. And really thrilled with that. And then, of course, we've got some Institute drinking water. Not hugely iconic, but in Fallout 4, there are Institute meal packets and purified water canisters, and they look like this. So I'll be putting this on my Fallout 4 shelf. And the attention to detail is great. I mean, it's every side. It's not just the primary label. He's got the back label here, and he made sure that it matches the in-game textures. It's got the signature of the Institute scientist who verified that the water is purified. I mean, it's great. Next up, Yum Yum Deviled Eggs. Because nothing says a tasty snack than 200-year-old hard-boiled deviled eggs in a box. Boy, probably one of the grossest food items in the Fallout universe, but an amazingly well-reproduced little prop. He's got the hard-boiled eggs on the sides of the box and everything. Yum, yum, deviled eggs. I don't even pick this up in the world. When I'm playing the game and I see the box, I'll pick up everything else. But this, I just leave it alone. I mean, they're deviled eggs. Here we go. A carton of dirty water. It got slightly damaged upon shipment. Some of the grunge got crushed and worn off, but still really well done. A nice, simple, easy to do, but I when it comes to creative things, I think, let's see, I'll quote one of the Michael Caine from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I have exquisite taste, but no talent. And that's the way it comes to like props. I know what I like, and I think what I like is well done, but I don't have the talent to actually make the props. And so he paid such great attention to detail with the way the tape was crinkled. He even crinkled it in the way that the texture looked in the game. And then he painted the water on there. I mean, he did such a great job. Okay, next up, Miss Chastizer, sorry about that, says, have you considered at least streaming the mod New California for Fallout New Vegas? It's pretty neat if I do say so myself. Also cool consumable prompts. I get requests for New California quite frequently, so it's probably something that I want to tackle in the future. But there is just so much that I want to do and that I'm in the middle of doing that it's not high up on my priority list. So the next one up. Parts box, right? If I'm perfectly honest, I think this one came out a bit big. I think it's huge. Is this supposed to be the size of the parts box? Well, he said that he did everything 1-to-1 scale. And so this is the robot parts box from Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 that you sometimes find in the world. There's a set number of them. You can open them up and poof, a robot appears. I wanted one and he made it. It's great. Okay, I'm running out of room here. I'm about to put that there. Insta-mash, right? We've got to get some 200-year-old mashed potatoes. They look good. I mean, if you look at the images, nice red potatoes in there. Some of them, it's probably a powder though. Now, what I really like is that the decal has the machine used to process it, giving you the impression that, no, they're real potatoes, maybe mixed with milk and some butter and, whipped up into a fine paste. Like there's the little egg beaters that they use to whip up the potatoes there, but it's probably a powder. For it to last this long, but I don't know, maybe there's some magical food preservative in the Fallout universe. If you can open a box of 200-year-old deviled eggs and they still taste good, ugh. Tyler Austin says, on Trouble on the Home Front for Fallout 3, did you get Butch's toothpick? I did, and I covered it in my video on Trouble on the Home Front. Next up, Cotton Candy Bites from the Nuka World DLC for Fallout 4. They added a lot of really cool new Nuka World themed foods, carnival themed foods for Fallout 4, and one of my favorites is the Cotton Candy Bites. Bite-sized fun. He weathered everything. Sometimes he went a little overboard, and you can't read the label sometimes, but in this case, we can still read it. And, it's even got the UPC code on there, nutrition facts over here. Cotton Candy Bites, Nuka World. In a similar theme, we've got Dandy Boy apples. This is one example where he went overboard with the distressing because he can't read the apples, and if you turn it on over to this side, well, he ripped out the Dandy Boy part. But between the two sides, you can get the idea that it's supposed to say Dandy Boy apples. I love the Dandy Boy. Have you ever taken a close look at the Dandy Boy in the game? It's a little purple apple wearing a derby and a mustache sleeping. Right? He's great. He's got a monocle. He's a Dandy Boy. It's Dandy Boy apples. I love that they even, if you watched my recent videos on the cryptids from Fallout 76, they included a radio advertisement for Dandy Boy apples in, I believe it was the Snallygaster one. It was really well done. I enjoyed it. Wing with the tip says, "Hi Ox, I've subscribed to your channel since late 2016. This is my first time donating money on the internet. Just wanted to say thank you for your work. By the way, your Broken Steel intro music is my favorite out of all of your DLC series." Well, thank you, Wing. That's extremely kind. I'm happy to be the first person you've ever donated money to on the internet. That makes me feel special. I had a great time working with the wonderful composer who did the intro music to my Broken Steel series. He's done music for most of my Fallout 3 Broken Steel series, including Mothership Zeta. He's extremely talented. Okay, what's next? Here we go. Deezer's Lemonade. Of course, we get this from Deezer at the Covenant Settlement. He's just really keen on giving you a nice, crisp, fresh glass of lemonade. Where does he get lemons in the post-apocalypse 200 years after the bombs? I don't know. I don't ask questions, but it's yellow and it's sweet. And it kind of tastes like meat. It's Deezer's Lemonade. And I've got to have that. Look at that. He's got the Deezer's. You can tell that it was originally made from an emergency drinking water bottle. And he's just scribbled off in black. Can you imagine a Mr. Handy doing this, by the way? A Mr. Handy taking a Sharpie and scribbling off and then putting Deezer on there and then taping a big lemonade right on top of the emergency drinking water. I love this one. Mark W. says, "I feel the interloper, as the name suggests, is hijacking the Mothman's cultists for itself, keeping to familiar acts, slowly converting them to its ways." You know what? You might be right. I think I recall hearing a holotape. I think it was in the Lucky Hole Mine that said something about... No, you're right. There were two holotapes, one in Point Pleasant and then another one inside the Lucky Hole Mine, where it was a Mothman cultist who was a conspiracy theorist about the Mothman who was slowly converting towards the interloper. So you might be right there. That's an interesting theory. I can't wait to learn more. I wish we would have heard all of this stuff when Fallout 76 was released, but at least almost a year later, we're starting to get into all these stories. Then we've got Fancy Lads Snack Cakes. And this one isn't as distressed. And I actually like it that way because, man, these Fancy Lads look good. Of all of the Fallout foods, this is the one I might actually try after 200 years. Like, if we're being realistic, would anyone eat any of the food in the wasteland? You know, even if they've got all of these preservatives and it's supposed to be still edible after all this time, would any of us even try it? Probably not. But this is the one that I might try, right? A Fancy Lad Snack Cakes. It's just sugar and a little bit of a cookie. I mean, I'd probably break a tooth. But, you know, it looks kind of tasty on the box. God knows what it looks like inside. Eric Lopez says, "Ox, is Who Shot Nukes First confirmed by lore so far? In one of your videos, you noticed the Vault-Tec logo on a nuke. Canceled Fallout movie twist was Vault-Tec did it." You're right, and I mentioned all of that in my video on the topic, but I don't think it has been confirmed. There are lots of hints like that. But we also get hints that aliens might have done it. I mean, we're just basically rehashing everything I covered in my video. But there's evidence that it might be Vault-Tec. There's evidence it might be the Zetans. There's evidence that it might be China. We don't really know. Laughin' Coffin says, hey man, sorry I was late. Love your vids. It has helped me through tough times. It was nice to relax and listen to some Fallout lore. Well, I'm really grateful that that my videos could help, and I'm thankful that you made it to the program. Thank you very much for the tip. Courier 6 says, do you have sugar bombs? I do, but I already had that one. I have sugar bombs and a Abraxo cleaner on my shelf already, so I'm not going to show it off tonight. I'm going to show off just the new stuff. Here is some Blamco mac and cheese. Look at that. It's an explosion of cheesy flavor. Blamco mac and cheese. It's even got this wonderful little spout there. I don't know how he did that. I think he might have had to make that from scratch because it's a distinctive spout. If you take a look at the box in Fallout 4, it's unique. It's a unique looking spout. I think he made that from scratch. But look at that. Blamco mac and cheese. Looks delicious. An explosion of flavor in a box. And I'm running out of room. Here we go. Here is a brick of Institute feed. Assigned nutrition. 20 enriched bars. One bar contains all essential nutrients. Portions control advised, right? Got to keep fit and healthy in the Institute. One bar contains your daily essential nutrients of the following: water, carbohydrates, histidine, ionucleic. Look, I'm not going to read all of that, but it's got everything, right? The Institute has it down. It's like Soylent, but better, right? All you need is one brick of Institute feed, and you're good to go. Eating's not supposed to be enjoyable, friends. Nutrition, it's important. Saddle up, Salisbury steak. Oh, look at that. Makes me want a TV dinner. We've got a pile of peas, a nice gravy-covered slice of Salisbury steak, and a hunk of corn. And look at that little cowboy in the corner. Boy, he's wrangling up himself some stars, because that's an A+ serving right there of Saddle Up Salisbury steak. Nutrition facts on the back, but it's hard to read. Over the past 200 years, all of that wear and tear. Dawson Holiday says, hey, Oxhorn, what did you think of saving Sophia Lamb at the end of Bioshock 2? Well, if you recall during my live stream last week, I said I was going to go and watch all of the endings to Bioshock 2, and I did. And it was weird because they were all so very similar. I think the neutral endings gave you the choice of whether or not you wanted to sacrifice yourself or keep on living. But the good ending was surprisingly similar to the evil ending. I mean, the only difference is that Eleanor took your Adam in the evil ending while grinning, or, grimacing, and she was evil, and she had an evil face, and there was, dark background music. And then the good ending was the exact same thing, only she was happy, and there was happy, hopeful background music. And then she sat on the edge and looked at the sea and smiled and saw the reflection, and the kids, I don't know. Saving Sophia Lamb, I'm rather indifferent. I mean, she's completely powerless by the end of Bioshock 2. It's not like she could ever do anything. So what do you gain by killing her at that point, right? She's no longer in power. Okay, then we've got, this is the last one. This is the last one. I think I've done everything else. Buzz Bites. I love Buzz Bites. It's an easy-to-miss consumable in the Fallout universe. I covered it in my video on Slocum's Joe, but you can unlock the ability to craft Buzz Bites in a vanilla Fallout without any Creation Club or anything like that. It's basically a mini donut filled with hot coffee. I realize this raises a lot of questions. Questions which I tried to ask in my video on Slocum's Joe. I mean, you can even see it on the cover art. Here you have a pot of coffee, and it's being poured into the middle of a Buzz Bite. If you eat a Buzz Bite in the game, you take burn damage. A little bit of it. How is piping hot coffee still piping hot inside a donut 200 years later, right? We find Buzz Bites inside the Slocum's Joe headquarters, and they can still burn you. They've been in a box for 200 years. How? That, I mean, I understand. I get preservatives. Sure, it's the Fallout universe. It's 2077. You've come up with some crazy, horrible preservatives that keep things from rotting. Fine. But keeping coffee hot for 200 years in a donut? Also, how does the coffee not make the donut soggy? I mean, I get the coffee and donuts go together, but they go together because you dip the hard donut into the hot coffee, it soaks up the fluid and then becomes soggy, allowing you to eat it and enjoy the flavor of coffee and a dry donut at the same time. That's the point of coffee and donuts. So yeah, coffee and donuts might go together, but not like this. You don't pour hot coffee into the middle of a donut without it going soggy. They just didn't think this through. But here it is. Buzz Bites. Slocum's Joe Buzz Bites. I mean, it's the Fallout universe. We don't have to, we can't wonder too much about these things, right? Because then we just start to go crazy. Like I've sleepless nights thinking about Buzz Bites. So there you go. I've been waiting for that shipment since February. It's finally here. Really excited. I got to now find room on my shelf for it. This is why I've been slowing down. I bought that back in February, and over that time, I've started to accumulate more and more. Always in the back of my mind thinking, oh, I've got a big shipment coming, don't I? Big shipment coming. How am I going to store all of these? Ramsey Mattison says, hi, Oxhorn, I love to go to work pretty soon. Or I have to go to work pretty soon. But I just wanted to say thank you for making awesome Fallout lore vids and keep up the good work. Thank you, Ramsey Mattison. I have no intention of ever slowing down. Rachel says, Ox, you say you'll give us an office tour when it's all done. Will it ever be done? I don't know, Rachel. You raise a good point. Because I keep on waiting for it to be perfect. And at some time, I just got to hunker down and say, okay, it's time. It's time to do the video tour. Maybe it's time now. I mean, I have been waiting for this shipment. It's finally here. But you know what? I have another shipment coming. I'm getting chems made. I'm going to get some buff out. And they're going to be really well done. I already have some chems, but they're 3D printed. This guy is the same guy who did my Fallout 3 Pip-Boy, and he does these resin casts. So they're much higher quality. They're already on the way. Do I wait for that? I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to do continually updated videos. Michael Valentine says, do you think we'll ever get a Fallout on the European continent? I mean, it's possible. Never say never. I probably wouldn't bet on it, because the interesting thing about Fallout is how uniquely American it is. It's set in a uniquely American period of time. It's taken the culture from a period of it's taken a uniquely American culture from a period of time and transposed it on top of this fictional universe. So how would that translate into other cultures, European culture? This is one of the reasons why I don't know if we would see Chinese culture depicted in the Fallout universe. It wouldn't feel like a Fallout game. That's the thing. You go to Europe for a Fallout game and it wouldn't feel like Fallout. It would feel like a European post-apocalyptic game. You go to China in a Fallout game, it wouldn't feel like Fallout. It would feel like a Chinese post-apocalyptic game. That said, I'm still really interested, like all of you, in finding out what happened to Europe. But we have to remember that Europe and the Middle East were already done before the bombs dropped. They were already in petty little skirmishes. Their societies had collapsed before the bombs dropped because they had already run out of fossil fuels. The reason China and America had become the great powers that they had is because they had taken over monopolies of Fallout fuels, taken them from Europe and other places, and were fighting over the last cache of fossil fuels in known existence. America was going towards nuclear energy to try and offset that, which is why everything is nuclear powered in the Fallout universe. And I don't think China, I mean, they had nuclear powered submarines, but, and they obviously had nukes. So it's interesting. I want to find out what their culture was like. I'd love to have that question answered. William Wise says, Oxhorn, stop buying stuff already. You need to stop. I mean, you're right. I need to stop. Just stop it, Oxhorn. Stop. Too much. Too much. There's a point. And you've gone past that point. I need to record a video of myself telling myself to stop, and I need to play it every time I go on Etsy and I see something cool that I want. Deuteronomus says there could be a chemical reaction going on in the coffee center. Kind of like the chemical reaction in a battery, lol. And the coffee center could be thick like ice cream and not absorb the donut. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the chemicals lie dormant or you've got two different fluids inside a thick fondant consistency filling within the buzz bite. Then when you bite into it, you pierce the fondant layer separating the two chemicals, allowing them to mix up. This produces a chemical energy which gives off a heat sensation and allows the chemicals to mix, producing the flavor of coffee, so that by the time it hits your tongue, bam, hot coffee-flavored Buzz Bite Calais donuts. Oh, we've figured it out, man. We've got to patent this and reach out to Dunkin' Donuts right now, or Starbucks, or someone, and just say, look, this is how we do it. Brilliant. Lady AHG says, Fallout 4 point. If Sean, spoiler alert, all right, everybody. If you haven't played Fallout 4, spoiler alert. Dun, 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 dun. If Sean is the first synth child, what is Stockton's daughter Amelia? Isn't that two synth children? Amelia isn't a child. I got the impression playing Fallout that she was a teenager or a young woman, right? Not a child. I mean, she has the body of a young woman in the game. She was adopted as an adult, I think, by Stockton. So that's how I think they got around that. The Dark Seraph says Fallout Texas. I mean, there's Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, which has been received horrible reviews, and I believe that took place in Texas. Maybe we should cover that on the program. Jawson Hart says, always wash your berries before you eat them and fly towards the sun. If that's a pop cultural reference, sadly, I don't get it. All right, I can take a puff of my cigar. Take a smoke of my cigar. Okay. Schedule update. So, August 20th, Bethesda is releasing Vault 94 for Fallout 76. Big news. Big 4-person dungeon. I'm excited. I plan on covering it. The plan is to do a live stream of Vault 94 as soon as it's available. I don't know when that'll be. I don't know the exact time. More details will become available as we get closer to that date. But it's about a week away. Well, it's 5 days away. So just remember, that's the plan. I'm gonna be pausing my normal production schedule to focus on Fallout 76 to cover the new content. There's a brand new Vault 94. There's new weapons and armor, new things to do, and I want to kind of focus on that for a while. So that's one of the reasons why I'm getting through a lot of this Fallout 3 content now, so that I can take some time to focus on Fallout 76. Also, I know there are Fallout 2 fans in the chat who are wondering when my next Fallout 2 video will be. I don't know when it will be. I'm still committed to finishing the story of Fallout 2, but my Fallout 2 videos take a really long time to produce. Every 30-minute video is like twice as long to produce than a Fallout 3 in New Vegas or Fallout 4 video. Fallout 4 is the easiest to produce because half the voices are already there for me and I don't have to doing it. Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 are half as easy to produce because half of the voices are there. Fallout 4 has all of the voices. Fallout 3 has half of the voices. Fallout 2 has none of the voices, maybe a few voices. So there's a lot more writing. There's a lot more narration. There's a lot more editing. It just takes a lot more time. And the summer, I really want to take the rest of the summer to focus on some other content. My Fallout 3 content really kind of knocked Fallout 3 out of the ballpark this summer, and then a lot of the new Fallout 76 stuff. But I will, of course, continue with Fallout 2. I just don't know when I'm going to sit down and do my next video. Mark W. says, would you ever team up with Shoddycast or do a crossover with the Storyteller? I think it would be epic. I'm always open to collaborations. My door is open. I love the idea of working with other YouTubers. Does weed exist in Fallout? I think it does. I think I remember references to weed in the Fallout universe, but we don't really pick up any weed in the Fallout universe. EWC Renegade says, what do you think of all the new stuff coming to Fallout 6 as far as the Wastelanders DLC? I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I can't wait to meet these Wastelanders coming back into the Wasteland. I hope it's done right. I hope it's not just, a Band-Aid taped over there. I hope we get a lot of new people to talk with, really interesting quests and dialogue options, meaningful choices, and that's all what they've promised. So I have high hopes. I have high hopes that Wastelanders will be great. We'll find out when it actually arrives. But going back to my content schedule, I'm going to be focusing on Fallout 76 around August 20th to kind of knock that stuff out. Then I have 2 breaks planned. By August 22nd, I think, I'm going to be taking about a 5-day break from all of my content, so no live streams, no lore videos. Then in September, end of August, no, I forget when. But shortly thereafter, I'm taking the family on our first vacation in like 3 years, and that'll be about a week. So I'm going to be away for about a week during that time period as well. So 2 breaks coming up, taking place in August, and then slightly thereafter. Then when I get back, of course, it's going to be back to the regularly scheduled live streams and all of the lore videos that I'm continuing to do. Binary Ghost says, as someone who's only played FPS Fallouts, I really like the Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 content when it comes out. Gives me better perspective on the lore. I think there are a lot of people who feel like you, Binary Ghost, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to sit down and focus on it and dedicate to it. When I first started producing Fallout content for my channel, I had only played Fallout 4. Well, I take that back. I had played Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, but I didn't pay attention to the lore when I played through it. Then I start playing Fallout 4, and it reignited my love of the Fallout universe, and then I started focusing on the lore that we found in Fallout 4. But as I was producing those videos, people kept on commenting saying, Oxhorn, you should really focus on, or you should pick up some of the lore from the older Fallouts, which help better explain the lore in Fallout 4. And they were right, which is why I dove right into New Vegas, I dove right into Fallout 3, and I'm going into the older Fallouts as well, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. And I'm learning a lot. I'm getting a better perspective for the greater lore of the universe, and I'm wanting to share that with everybody. Already completed my series on Fallout 1. Every scrap of text in Fallout 1 is now digitized in video format on my channel. You can check it out there, and we will get through Fallout 2. Don't you worry. We're like halfway done, I think. Are we halfway done? I mean, New Reno itself is just the bulk of the content. How many episodes have we had in New Reno? Like half of what I've produced for Fallout 2 already has just been in New Reno. It's huge. It's a sprawling town. So, we've got a couple more episodes of New Reno ahead of us. We got to go to the Wright family, the final boss family in New Reno. That's going to take us to the Sierra Madre Weapons Depot. Not the Sierra Madre, the Sierra Nevada Weapons Depot. I got mixed up with Fallout New Vegas there. Yeah, but then we've got NCR, we've got Vault 13, we've got Vault 15, we've got Navarro, we've got San Francisco. We've got the Enclave base. There's San Francisco. There's still a bit to do. So we're not done. We got a lot to do. Jawan Hart says, is there any U.S. location you would want in a future Fallout game set in? A Fallout based in New Orleans would be cool. Yeah, I get that question a lot. A New Orleans Fallout would be really cool. Of course, I'd love to see a Fallout in Seattle. It'd be interesting to learn exactly what the annexation of Canada did to Canada. So a Fallout based in a U.S. city that's on the border between Canada and the United States, so we can explore the effects of some of that annexation would be really interesting as well. There are a lot of possibilities, and we'll find out in 10 years when the next Fallout game comes out. Okay, 3 minutes, then we get to Minerva's Den. PMV Valdez says, Brady, yeah, I said Navarro, didn't I? PMV Valdez. That'll be a lot of fun. The Unforgiven says, I miss New Vegas. Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. I mean, I did too. I finished New Vegas. It was, I don't know. When I stepped foot into New Vegas again and I started playing through it from a lore viewpoint, when I really wanted to know the stories, it just opened up my love of the game. I mean, when I played it the first time, I kind of glossed over it because I was focused on the gameplay. I had just finished Fallout 4. I loved the gun mechanics in Fallout 4. And, then I started focusing on the gameplay in Fallout New Vegas. And the gameplay in Fallout New Vegas is fine. It's great. But I focused on my character and acquiring wealth and building, creating ammunition and all of that. And I glossed over the lore. So I went through it my second time, focusing on the lore, and it really made me appreciate New Vegas so much more. And I'm sorry, part of me is sad that it's over. I finished every DLC, did a video series on every DLC, did a video series on the primary game plot of the game, did a video on every location in the game. I mean, it's pretty much done. I'm kind of sad that it's done because it was so good. Realm Wars Code says, hello, Ox. I wanted you to know that you've been a major inspiration to the book I'm writing, which has Fallout in it with its own unique characters and a very great story. So what are your thoughts? My thoughts are good for you for writing a book. I think everybody should sit down at least once in their lifetimes and write a book on a topic that they're knowledgeable about. It's tempting to want to write a book about a topic that you're not necessarily not. I made this mistake. So I wrote a book. I wrote a book called The Tale of Cloran Hastings. I published it, and it's about sea adventures and sea life, and it's a fantasy novel, and I'm pretty proud of it. I enjoyed it. But I didn't know anything about the sea when I started. 17th century naval travel. I didn't really know anything about it when I started, and I certainly wouldn't call myself an expert now. So I struggled a lot while writing that book because I didn't know what to call certain things. Do you really call it a poop deck? Is it forecastle or foxle? How do you pronounce these things? It's so yeah, it's better and easier to write a book about a topic that you're intimately familiar with, and you produce a book that's much more convincing that way, which is why writers will go off for years and live in a location and absorb that location's culture to really understand the mentality of the people who live there so that they can more accurately and convincingly write about their topic, right? So good luck to you. I hope that it's amazing and that you find great success. Tanner Rice says, make a smoke ring, Sentinel. Jessica Grove says, make a smoke ring, bro. Jessica Grove says, make a smoke ring, dog. All right, I'm getting the impression that I'm a bro, a sentinel, and a dog. But you know what? Whether bro, sentinel, or dog, one still has the ability to blow a smoke ring. So I'll do my best. There you go. Got a good one in there. Domian says, hey, Oxhorn, I hope you read this. I'm really enjoying the episode so far. I'm drinking a nice glass of Lagavulin whiskey, and I'm smoking a Paradiso Colosso cigar for tonight's episode. Well, my friend, you have exquisite taste, if I may say so myself. NCR Ranger says, I think I'll give up on my question. Oh, come on, man. I do my best. I can't see everything. I'm scrolling up to see if I can find it. I'm sorry, NCR Ranger. Oh, there it is. Do you think that the NCR should rebuild the wasteland? I mean, that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, I mean, that's the entire point of the NCR. They're trying to rebuild society. They're trying to rebuild democracy. They've done an amazing job in California. No one could criticize their methods annexing places. I'm not a big fan of annexation. If you watch my video on why I finally chose to side with the I did 2 videos on the NCR, okay? I did a video on why the NCR was wrong, and I did a video on why I ultimately still decided to side with the NCR. I think that they do a lot of bad things that I don't like, but when compared to all other options in the Wasteland, I think they have the greatest chance for success, and that the result they would produce is the most democratic, would give more people personal freedom. And so that's why I chose to side with the NCR, despite them doing things I personally disapprove of, like annexing places against their will, right? San Francisco sunlights. I should probably get somebody to make some San Francisco sunlights for me. I can provide the cigars. Maybe I should get them to make some San Francisco sunlight bands, and then I can just, wrap my cigars in the bands, and then someone would have to make a box. Okay, wow, it's 8:03. All right, I got to start. Okay. Minerva's den. Whoa! What is this? Cool. All right, I'm excited. Vulcan says, fan from Massachusetts who lives in a town right next to Natick, or Natick. When I made my video on Natick, I was grilled for the way I pronounced it, so maybe I'm doing it wrong. With the time you have spent in Fallout 4, you are just as a Bostonian as I am, despite mispronouncing some locations, he says. Regardless, keep up the awesome videos. Thank you very much, Vulcan. I mispronounce things all the time. I do my best, but, EWC Renegade says, private servers are coming to Fallout 76. Should you have to pay for them, or should they be free for players? I think you should have to pay for the game. I don't think you should have to pay more for a private server. I don't think people should be able to make their own private servers and then give the game away for free. That wouldn't be fair to Bethesda. I think you should pay for the game and then have access to any private server you want. Michael Valentine says, NCR for life. Yes, indeed, sir. All right, Minerva's den. Select difficulty, easy, medium, hard. Well, we'll go with hard. Oh, the sound. I got to turn off the sound. Hold on. There we go. It's these loading slides that do the copyrighted music that get me in trouble every time. Come on. There we go. 1968. Rapture.
Subject Sigma is approaching Minerva's den. He must not reach the finger. Detonate the tunnel!
That's how they got rid of Delta, right? Sometime later. An Arctic Doctor says Doom might not be your thing, Oxhorn. I've played Doom on this channel. I'm totally into Doom. I got it. Nice sound effects. Okay, here I am in the middle of the water. Ocean before me, ocean behind me. Feeling a little sluggish here. And we can't go back. Okay, so. Oh man, my mouse is like super sensitive, but the controls are not. It could just be because I'm underwater.
Hello? Mr. Sigma? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
The name's Porter. Charles Milton Porter. Doc Tenenbaum tells me you're here to help us get the Thinker out of Rapture. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. You should be able to get inside through an airlock.
Okay. Plot. Get the Thinker out of Rapture. Looking for an airlock here. I don't have a weapon. Do I not even have a drill arm? My first atom. Lovecraft would approve. Ah. It just seems unrealistic to me. Like, I understand that he fled to the ocean to build his capitalist paradise, to avoid taxation, to avoid persecution from the American government. But look at what he built. I mean, it's astonishing. I don't know, how much money did he have to be able to create Rapture underwater of all places? It just boggles the mind. Minerva's Den, here we go. What is it, like a... I'm going to take all bets on what Minerva's Den is. I'm thinking maybe like a jazz club. Socialites would come to Minerva's Den to drink their cocktails and gossip about other people in town. Ooh, texture issue. Took a while to load.
Minerva's Den has been cut off from the rest of Rapture for some time, but not cut off from splicing. Don't let your guard down. The den's gone dark, but if you can reset the local power relay, I'll be able to get the juice flowing from here.
So, no idea why I'm doing this, who I am, who I'm talking to, what my motivations are, why I'm here. I'm sure it'll all become clear, but I kind of want to know that. Ooh. Maybe this will let us know.
Mr. Porter, let me be the first to congratulate you on the founding of Rapture Central Computing. The great chain only grows stronger with each pair of hands laid upon it. I trust that you and I will choose to pull Rapture in the same direction.
Gotta love Andrew Ryan, man. He's just, every time I hear his voice, I get excited. I'm like, oh, so inspired. And then he gets evil and cynical. And I go, oh. Telekinesis, is that the only one I have? Game is a bit loud? Okay. I now have it reduced to 10.4 decibels. So hopefully that'll help. The electronics in here seem very modern. No? Maybe I'm wrong. Airtight archives. Minerva's Den, Rapture's Technology Center. Wow, I was way off. Rapture Central Computing. McClendon's Robotics. And Airtight Archives. And I thought it was a jazz club. Our trains run on time when you run on time. Atlantic Express, Rapture's fastest way to travel. Ooh.
Hello there. Welcome to Minerva's Den, the home of Rapture's high technology.
Subtitles were already on. Art, dialogue. Oh! Keep out. Math. Greek. Odds in favor. More math. Oh, it's like another language. It is another language. Probability. Oh, dear. Well, we've got Rapture Central Computing, McClendon Robotics that way. Then we've got Rapture Central Computing and Airtight Archives that way. Robotics sounds really interesting, so let's save that for last. Let's try going towards the Airtight Archives. The Brain of Rapture.
What steps into Minerva's Den? Potter's newest toy? He wants the Tinker for himself. But you see, old friend, the machine has chosen me.
Porter equals traitor. So Porter's a traitor. Did he release my character? Sigma? What's my motivation? Stop intruders in their tracks. Beats Fontaine every time. 10,000 volts of security. Well, we've experienced those. Surgical precision. Laser bots from McClendon's Robotics. Oh, more security. Let them run. They won't get far. Tip-top security. I wonder if a math person has ever sat down to actually see if this makes sense, because I have no idea. Does this wrap around to the other side? It does. So it all goes this. What? Why would the arrows point in two different directions? Property of Reed Wall. Mine.
Keep changing. This simple world is unprotected.
Reed Wall. He and I founded Rapture Central Computing together, but the greedy bastard pushed me out years ago. The splicers, the security. He pulls the strings in Minerva's den now.
Mine, mine, mine. Or mine. Airtight archives. Ooh. Save those for later. Oh, right. Okay. The Thinker's Potential.
Porter and I are partners, but he's wasting that machine. In off hours, I've been using it to predict the outcomes of baseball games, and it is incredibly accurate. Apply such equations to Rapture's markets. This thing is the money-making grail. But Porter, I have heard him feeding it recordings of his dead wife. The fool wants to turn the Thinker into a person. I could not imagine a sadder fate for such a perfect machine.
And is this the guy we're supposed to be working for? Porter, the guy who tries to turn a robot into his dead wife? Okay, maybe we're not working for the good guy here. Ah! Property of Reed Wall. That's just creepy. Well, ooh. Ion laser. Oh yeah. New weapon in this DLC? I'll take it.
Look at you, Sigma. You think that Porter is your ally, but the Thinker knows better. The Thinker knows.
What would Rapture be like without automation? Self-opening doors to humanity.
Holy cow.
Rapture Central Computing keeps life running smoothly.
The power is rerouted. That should tip things in our favor. Head up to my office in the executive wing. I've got something you'll need. Hurry now.
Executive wing. Porter's office. It has to be you. I'm not going to get demonetized for this, am I? I don't think so. It's instrumental. It's in the background. Ammo vending. Well, I don't want to buy ammunition until I know exactly what I'm... Okay, so I can't open this yet because...
What's the secret of Rapture Central Computing's success? The most advanced computing device in the world. The Thinker.
Oh! Oh, I can't do anything. I know the sound seems a little light for me. Is the sound good for you all, or should I turn it up? It sounds a little low for me. All right, executive wing, that's where I need to go. Ooh. Security command. Take control with Rapture Security. Oh, I should have got that first. Oh, well.
Trick the security system. Divert bots, turrets, and cameras to attack where you choose. Send friendly bots on errands.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll go to the executive suite in a minute. But right now, I'm gonna loot. Uh-oh. New plasmid. Sports boost. Oh, gene tonic. In today's dangerous times, it never hurts to be a little faster. Remember, you don't have to outrun the crazed splicer, just your neighbor. Sounds a bit low. All right, we turned it up just a bit, a couple decibels. Yeah, I think that sounds a little better. Ah.
Mr. Ryan hired me to build a computer that could keep an entire city running on time. The Rapture Operational Data Interpreter Network. Folks call it the Thinker for short. We've harnessed the power of Atom even in this, allowing the mainframe to process data at the speed of thought. In other words, it thinks for us. Yes. And with the completion of the independent reasoning processor, it may finally think for itself.
Oh, great.
If Turing could see me now.
An Alan Turing reference. Well, if we've got a sentient computer here, we're in trouble. All I can afford is another gene tonic slot. I don't need that right now. Do I destroy this or use it to my advantage? Or is it already destroyed? I'd keep it alive if I had my mobile hacking tool, but I don't yet. Chechnyan vodka?
Here you go!
Oh! Still spewing out reams and reams, eh? Roman says, hey, Oxhorn, remember asking why raiders have mess in their dens? They are nomads. They live on robbery. Dead bodies scare away intruders. And once they rot, they just go away to new places. That is an adequate explanation. All right. All right, let's hack this thing.
Do what the doc can't.
Holy cow! Wow!
Boom! Right on schedule.
Boom, right on schedule. Where am I now? Oh, I'm back here. Did I leave any food behind here? That probably would have been fine. But I just not looted that safe. Well, doggone it. That's a sunk investment. I'm going for it.
Shut up, all of you!
All right, you doggone safe. Come here. Where is it? Where's the robot control terminal thing? Oh, 12 more seconds. Come on. I miss my hacking dart tool. I miss it. I want it back. Why is this safe so much more difficult than all the other safes? Run away! Run away! Keep running! Oh, it was so close! Off me! Man! And I'm out of laser cells. Try destroying the cleaning thing in a hall, it'll give loot. Okay, one more time. Right? One more time. That's it. I'm done.
Those vacuum bots sucked up all sorts of things before they went on the fritz. Crack one open, and you might find something you can use.
Ooh. What was that? Laser ammo. Office supporter. What's this? Corporate offices?
Who is that? Congratulations on a dog.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
Why am I wasting my time on something so insignificant?
Need health. Need health. Gene Bank. What have I got? I've already got everything equipped. Electromagnetic rod. Looks like I need to find an electric plasmid. Oh, spear gun! Yes, my favorite weapon.
The Thinker's perfect equation has predicted your every move, Sigma. It knew you would be here. It knows where you will be next. And it knows that you will fail.
Wall's become obsessed with perfecting his predictive equation. The Thinker can do plenty, but tell the future? No. The splicing drove him mad. Wall can rot here in rapture for all I care. We'll make a copy of the Thinker and return it to the land of the living.
So predictable. Try and surprise me.
Did you know that the Thinker processes the equivalent of 12,000 encyclopedias every day? The Thinker works hard for Rapture.
Deleted.
Man.
Backstabbers. I will be told again. One way or another. Who left you such
Got it. 2 spears. Ah! Whoops, I attacked my own turret. What was that? How did it come from the other side? Was there another one that I missed, or did it just come from a different... Sebastian says, in a land of waste and people of hoarding, lives one man who brings fear to the raiders and local folk. His battle cry, I am Oxhorn, hear me roar. Thank you, Sebastian. That is probably what I would say. Okay, well, we're running low on health packs here. It may be because we've chosen to do... Oh, it's heat seeking. There we go. All right, what do I got? That's whiskey. I think I'm running low on money. So I don't think I'm going to buy any more ammunition, but now I can go downstairs at least. And now I know exactly why it followed me. It was a heat-seeking missile. At least this way I get my spears back. That's right, I am playing on hard mode. That might explain why I'm finding less ammunition than I would like. And fewer health packs. How many first aid kits have we? Whoa! What was that? A timed bomb? Yes, spear ammo. Okay, I've got 15 left. Why can't I take the spear ammo? Guess I'm full up. 15 is the maximum capacity. That's a bummer. All right, so we got a fire over here. You got special ammo. All right, let's see what this is. Laser cell, thermal cell. We'll have to test it out. Well, come back here for me. There we go. So it's fire-based damage.
Adam is a predatory substance. After exposure, a constant supply is required to maintain its effects. Otherwise, the user deteriorates into madness. My plasmid, which releases the little ones from their servitude, is promising, but limited. It only works on the children with the slugs in their bellies.
Oh.
On an adult splicer or Big Daddy, you'll see rejection effect. Undesirable. But if the deterioration of mind and body were reversible, if Adam's sickness could be cured, then its predatory nature would be no more.
Okay. Ethan says, your pride, Ox. It makes the playthrough so much harder for you. Oh, maybe you're right. But I'm also having more fun with the greater challenge. What level did I play Bioshock 2 on? It was either medium or hard. I forget what. Ooh, rocket spear. Yes. But I wanna try this just for careful hacker. Yes. Okay, that's much better. Let's put it right there. Okay, things are getting easier as we collect more and more plasma.
Stop! There!
Something.
Oh, that's fine. Sorry, buddy. Okay, just move so I can move. It's keeping me in here. Here we go. So there's a turret out here. One enemy turret. When I get my hacking dart gun, it'll make things so much easier for me. All right, I think that's it. That's it for here. I came all this way down for one plasmid. Looks like we're heading back up here. Deuteronomus says, for Bioshock 2, you started on medium, but thought it was too easy, so you went up to hard. Okay, if I beat Bioshock 2 on hard, then I should be okay in Minerva's Den. Disabled. Okay, I've got 2 friendly turrets. No health packs. Gotta find more health packs. And I finished this section, right? Right. So there are no more doors on this side? There are. There's that door that I came through, though. To the lounge. I haven't been here yet. And looks like I need to find, like, an electric plasmid so that I can open up that electromagnetic lock. And that's probably going to be in here.
I have a business to run. The pressure. They can't.
In you go, boys. That's right. I should probably dodge things like that, huh? Okay. Oh, yeah. Thermal cells. Sardines. First aid kit. I want a first aid kit. That's all I want.
The bursting.
Someone in the mainframe?
Oh, those laser turrets are coming in handy. Nope, I broke that spear.
I have a case. Don't take it.
Ha! The Thinker told me you were a clumsy one.
It's gonna mock me each time I die, won't it? Alright, let's go back and get our turrets, which are probably on the ground now, but at least we have half health. And that's the way we're supposed to go. Okay. Where are my turrets? There they are. Let's loot up first, get all my spears back. Then we'll reactivate the turrets and be on our way. No electric plasmid. That surprises me. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to come back for that, unless we can use telekinesis somehow. Could I throw something over there that breaks those tubes? Boardroom. Hey, what's this?
Welcome to
First
the
aid kit.
circus of value.
That's all I can afford right now.
Refund, no return.
Oh, Jessica, please help me.
Doggone turd got in my way when I tried to dodge.
The thinker has shown me so much. My outlook was limited before. Ball games and stock prices, dollars and cents. No, the numbers spiral out. They touch everything. Hidden within them lies a predictive algorithm for you, for me, for the destiny of the base allele to the stretch of a galaxy's arm. The thinker is destined to give birth to that crystalline equation, which determines all. I thought I knew its true purpose before. I thought Porter was the fool. Now I see. I was the fool all along.
Okay, so he's gone mad. Hack machines for reduced prices. I know I should, but I'm so bad at hacking that I'm pretty sure I would just kill myself over and over again. Oh. Tool dispenser. Remote hack dart, but I don't have a remote hack tool, do I? No. Ah! Yay, my life is easier.
That hack tool should come in handy. Head back up to my office.
Sweet. Locked. Hacker's Delight. Your body converts the altered currents from a hacked machine into a powerful healing agent. Hack and heal. Might as well. Okay, you turrets need to move. So what do I do? Just sit here and wait for this to reach for the countdown timer to finish? All right. I'm not stuck. I'm just being methodical. Game. Oh, that's it. So it's forcing me to use it. Okay.
Minerva's den is mine. You think you can hack your way to the thinker? You're welcome to try.
Calculations are...
Come out.
Rapture depends on the thinker.
Oh, I can't hack more.
Dispatching trains and keeping the air fresh. The Thinker, the most helpful machine in Rapture.
so that's a problem. I can't have more than one in my company, or else I'm going to have another problem like that. All right, so let's keep at least one, and that way I can hack others when I come upon them. Bring all my spears back.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Oh. So I did a big loop. Boardroom. I've been there. There we go.
Use your hack tool to spring open the door. That crack in the window looks big enough to get a dart through. Wall splicers haven't gotten into my office thanks to the Thinker's security. I'm giving you top-level access now. All right? Beginning scan.
Scanning. Designation. Sigma. Please, come in.
Sorry I can't be there to meet you in person. You've seen the state of the den these days. It's the Thinker that's important now, though. I need you to get to the computer core and print a hard copy of the Thinker's machine code. Core access is in operations. There's an Ops access punch card hidden in the compartment under my desk there. Grab the card and head for Ops.
Okay. Nothing but ashes.
That first year in London working for Turing, I didn't see Pearl much. Spent all day and night in a government compound, building a computer to crack the Enigma machine. Pearl got pretty fed up with me. I didn't pay her heed. And then one night, I'm out in that complex, and the Blitz starts falling. Next morning I came home to find nothing but ashes where I last saw her. Nothing but ashes.
Potter's time is done, friend. And now you collude with this traitor to steal the Thinker away from me? Sigma must be removed from the equation.
So he actually worked for Turing.
Thinker, deploy office defenses.
All you fucking
Wall. He was a brilliant engineer. We saw eye to eye once, long ago, but the splicing made him paranoid, delusional. He'd murder us both to keep the Thinker here.
Babbage? Who killed Babbage? No. I wanna... no, I'm just not gonna do it. I know it'll take me an hour. Okay. Back we go.
Hello? I don't want a family.
Hello.
Isn't working.
Not another.
Where?
Oh, he ran up!
The Rapture Central Computing Mainframe performs over 1 million calculations.
The Lancer is the most technically advanced Big Daddy that Rapture ever produced. Now it stands between you and the Little Sisters. And if there's anywhere that you'll need Adam to get by, it's Minerva's den.
Oh, great. I gotta kill more Big Daddies. Oh, come on. Do I gotta kill more Big Daddies?
See the light in your tummy?
I don't have bombs. I don't have remote turrets. I do have rocket spears. Okay.
Sorry, no visitors to the Rapture Central Computing Mainframe, but you can see Rotan's masterpiece of sculpture that shares its name. Come visit the Thinker today in Minerva's den.
What?
Subject Sigma rises above the pack, A futile gesture before the all-knowing thinker.
I'm always safe with Daddy.
Okay. Now. I really wish I had my turrets. He destroyed all my turrets, didn't he? So, if I'm gonna get Adam, I'm gonna have to somehow survive this. Let's see, I've got 8 spears left. Let's try it.
Here it is.
Do what you will with the girls. Twist your body with Adam. The Thinker's perfect equation accounts for all possibilities.
Oh my gosh.
This thing's all done now. Yeah! Are we gonna be together again, Daddy?
Get away! Okay, I got the atom. That's the important part. I got the atom. I don't have to do that again. Woo. Why? How am I still taking...
You're running behind the Tinker's calculations. Try and keep up.
Why was I taking damage in the Vita chamber?
He's nicer than other daddies.
Okay. Spears. No laser. Nope. I should save my money for health. Okay. Another spear. There we go. Thank you, Wild Child, for the tip. Okay. Let's use the rest on ammo. That's where we need to go, to operations. Hello, what's that? Laser cells. All right. More spears.
Home again, Daddy.
I need one more corpse, right? It's probably down here. Another one?
Hell. The maglock door's still active. It's regulated by the resistors plugged into that relay. If you can find a way to yank them out, magnets fail, doors open. There's a plasmid that could do the job. They called it gravity well.
Find the gravity well plasmid. Okay.
According to the Thinker's records, the airtight archives warehouse supervisor had a shot of gravity well on hand. Getting into the archives warehouse, that'll be the fun part.
So, okay, well, this explains why I couldn't access the other one, but looks like I'll get a plasmid for that. So, we go to the archive.
Adam, Daddy, over there.
Another malfunctioning door control? Your hack tool should get you into McClendon Robotics.
Okay, so I could use the hack tool to go to McClendon. I'm going to find another body there, or I could get the gravity well by going to archives. Let's go to archives first. Wild Child, thank you again.
See you in the morning.
No, not yet.
The door to the archives is shorted out. I'd check the McClendon Robotics workshops for a shot of Electrobolt.
Okay. So Electrobolt first.
McClendon Robotics offers your customers the latest and greatest in automated convenience. Visit our robotics showroom in Minerva's Den for a demonstration today.
All right. Well, at least we have a plan. Drill dash. Yes, I've been waiting for that one. But that's all from. That's it. I'm filled up on plasmid slots. All right, now this music is going to get me demonetized. Hold on, let me turn the music off. There we go. And then after we leave this section, we can turn it back on. Robotics wing or demonstration? Hey, got the good old rivet gun.
To abscond with my data? Do the math. All yours!
Okay, workshop or demonstration? Let's do demonstration. Ooh, lots of booze.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Solid.
Try to avoid me.
Okay. Let's hack that robot first. If we
Mom, what's 7 times 12? Don't ask me, silly. Ask the computer tutor.
Honey, I'm home from work. Wonderful smell.
The automatic chef made your favorite tonight. Tuna surprise. And I didn't have to lift a finger.
Yay! Thanks, Mom.
Don't thank me. Thank McClendon Robotics.
How might McClendon Robotics improve the lives of your customers? Meet with one of our corporate representatives today. McClendon Robotics, conveniently located in Minerva's Den, the heart of Rapture's high technology.
I know, Daddy. Let's get it.
Got another corpse here. Well, this is going to take everything I have. What's this? Smoley? Oh, the Thinker knows. Well, at least I have a turret now. That's going to help. Let's see if we can get another one. What's your favorite Fallout game, says Wild Child. It's hard to pick a favorite because I like them all equally. Okay, we've got something over here. All right. Well, now's the best time as any to get this atom.
See it glow? Golden sunshine means angels. This angel's lonely. Pretty hair. Dirty hair.
Hand it over. Give it to me now.
That's...
Let you follow.
Help me, Daddy. Nobody hurt my daddy.
Why? It knows over there.
Don't cry. Unzip him, Daddy. Daddy, are you taking me home too?
Okay, didn't die. Didn't die. Oh, don't want to speak too soon.
Fight fair, you mully!
Ah. Ooh, if not for the turrets, I would not have survived that. Took everything I had, though. 15, small price to pay. Okay, now, well, we got the item. Anyway, to answer your question, my favorite Fallout game, it's hard for me to pick because I like them all equally. So I generally don't answer that question. I usually say that they're all good for different reasons. I like the gunplay in Fallout 4. I like the characters we can meet in Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. I love the world building of Fallout New Vegas. And I love the exploration of Fallout 3. Okay, now, gotta get rid of this, what's up here? Hello. Where did I come from? I didn't come from here. Ooh, all sorts of goodies. But I don't need them right now as my health is pretty good. Uh-oh. Got it. Thank God for the auto hack darts. And there's not much in here. Oh, hey! Eve Link. Oh. You know what? I don't think I need it more than what I've already got. I've been pretty okay on Eve, but then again, I haven't used a lot of it. Thermal cells. Laser's looking good. So we'll save Eve Link until I've got space for it. Now, on to the direction we're supposed to go.
She's got the
Oh, come on. Mad and Ruby story.
Where are all my turrets? What are they doing?
Daddy's giving you stories and parties.
Okay, what's that? Rivet? Yep. Running low. Running low on it. Health. Okay, got more turrets. Now, onwards and upwards. Garfunkel says, howdy, Ox. What are your thoughts on time manipulation? You mean in terms of a plot device in a game? It depends on how it's done. I think it's really easy to do time manipulation poorly. But I also think it's possible to do it well. For example, Dishonored 2 does it really well when they allow you to do time manipulation when you go to that one mansion, you can go back in time to prevent a certain event from happening, which drives a character mad. Now, I don't know the full ramifications of everything that happened in that specific sequence, but I think that's an example of it having gone well. Okay, wait a minute. Where am I supposed to go? McClendon Robotics. I'm in McClendon Robotics. This is a dead end. I don't want to see time travel in the Fallout universe. So I hope they don't. I hope they never do that. And I think they've been very careful not to do that. Okay, that's a dead end. There's nothing over there. So I've reached a dead end over here. I explored everything I needed. And I did get a plasmid or a gene tonic, actually. So I guess we move on. That just leads back there. So, back we go. Oh, that's not even the workshop. That's the workshop.
Hidey hole is near death.
All right.
Thank you.
Pep bar.
How long I've been away?
We got 5 spears left.
I'm out. Oh my God. How could you?
Okay. Mini turret. Hey-o. Wish I had those when I was actually getting the atom from those corpses. Hop-up cola. Looking good. Okay, what can we buy from this today? Ammo. I do need some more. Ooh, I can get some mini turrets. Well, those are expensive. I just picked up 2. I think I'm okay. Let's get more spears. Oh, those are expensive. Okay, system design or to workshops. Let's go to system design first. Schematics? Little Sister Robot? What? They're making the Little Sister Robot? Are they about to redefine everything we know about Little Sisters? Garfunkel says, I'm talking more on the lines of freezing time. I guess I don't really have anything against freezing time as a plot device. Again, it would have to be done right. Okay, platform up there. I'm thinking these probably connect. First aid kit, yeah. Oh, looks like we got a camera over there.
At least this will come as a surprise to you.
I trust Doc.
Oh, those turrets, man, I love them. Even though they get in my way all the time. But I still love them. Spear ammo, useful stuff. What did I just get? I got my rivet gun. Did I get a new weapon? No, I don't think so. Okay, but there is a camera just around the corner, so let's be careful with that. Rivets, all that good stuff. Okay, so that's the other path that I would have gone up. All right, so it's around this corner. Okay. Where's the camera? I know I saw a camera. Server room. Oh, it's a dismembered. Oh, I'm glad I saw that schematic. If I had stumbled upon this without seeing that blueprint, I think I would have been very sad. Oh, okay, it's just a robot, a dismembered little girl robot. I'm doing good on even. Oh, there it is. So it's right around the corner. Cigarettes. Is that like a Gatling gun? Or is that schematics for the laser gun? More little sister.
A thing like that, losing the only person you care about for somebody else's war, it makes you take stock. I started seeing eye to eye with Mr. Ryan around that time. And so, I brought my know-how down to Rapture. I built the Thinker for him. And now it's all I've got. I wonder sometimes, what if I'd come around to Ryan's way of thinking just a little sooner?
Oh, you could really beat yourself up thinking that way. What if this? What if that? You can't do that. I mean, hindsight is 20/20. You can't change the past. You're just gonna hurt yourself by playing the what if game. Okay, well, I found a holotape or a tape deck, schematics, and a dead end. No new plasmid, which is why I'm here, right? I'm here to get the electric plasmid so I can go to the archives, so I can get the gravity well.
Fucking moving!
Fine.
I think I wasted way too many health packs on that particular battle.
Mister.
Over there!
Garfunkel says, Jitty asks, how did you come up with your name? Well, that is... that goes back to my days in World of Warcraft. Okay, that goes all the way back to my days of Dark Age of Camelot. I was playing Dark Age of Camelot. I had a Celtic hero. That was the class and race of the particular game. I had a furball Celtic hero, and that particular character could change into a giant stag. And so when it was time to name him, I just called him Staghorn. Then I switched to World of Warcraft. Okay, workshops this way. And the closest thing to a character like that was the Tauren Druid. So I played a Tauren Druid who could change into a giant ox. And I named him Oxhorn. It was about then that I started making machinima movies for YouTube, and I just went with my character's name from World of Warcraft at the time. And it stuck. I don't know what I'd call myself if I could do it all over again, but it seems to have served me well. Handyman. Whenever your security friends take a bullet for you, put them back in a tip-top shape with a bit of Eve. Well, I didn't see that camera standing right there when I walked in. Okay. Lots of beer lying around. Lots of little sister parts. What new horrors await? Come on, will that thing die? I've got 3 turrets. Holy. Headshot. Let's get as many of my spears back as possible before I buy stuff. Okay. I think I hacked it just after it got destroyed, didn't I? Yeah, it's destroyed now. Here we go.
Pearl's death opened up a kind of hole in my mind. But eventually I got around to reflecting on Alan and his intelligence test for machines. I remember grinning about the idea that I could beat it. Design a machine capable of replicating Turing himself. And wouldn't that show the old man? But then suddenly I realized I wasn't really thinking about replicating Alan at all. I was thinking about Pearl.
Poor guy. Garfunkel says, I'm sorry, Ox, but I must take my leave. Farewell. Farewell, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Is that it? Creepy. Creepy. Ah, creepy.
The Thinker's independent reasoning processor has been running for several months now. Standardized intelligence test scores continue to rise, beginning daily voice synthesis test. Good morning, Thinker. How are you?
Acceptable. Request to continue most recent conversation topic. Pearl Porter.
Oh, my late wife. Yes, I'd love to tell you all about her. I have a number of old audio recordings we made together that you could listen to, if you'd like.
Acceptable. Begin input of data regarding Pearl Porter.
You took the words right out of my mouth, friend.
Oh, it's so sad. He's creating a friend for himself out of this robot because he's lonely after his wife died. Oh. Hey. Electro Bolt, finally.
Stun your enemies with 1,000 volts. Shock in water for an extra charge.
Fantastic. That's what I've been waiting for. Ooh, these little sister robots are just... Don't move, please. If you're gonna be there, just don't move. Oh, I want a body. Not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. Not worth it. Please don't move. Thank you.
I'll make you light as feathers again.
Oh, not another one. So I'll never like them. After playing Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2, and now I'm on Minerva's Den, I just don't like the fact that I have to destroy a Big Daddy to steal his little sister. I just don't like it.
Welcome to the circus of value. No refund.
Okay, well, there's our first corpse.
Daddy, right here.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get the Atom in just a minute. Finish exploring first, make sure I got it all. Hello, ion laser. I think I have that already, but more ammunition is always welcome. Bandages, yes. We'll go there in a minute. Putting the little robotic sister there on the ground like that. Come on, guys. My turrets are gone now, aren't they? Okay, how am I going to do this? I used up all of my... Ooh. I've got a few traps here. So let's do... Trap. Let's do... Trap. And, Trap. Okay, spears. I'm low on spears. I've got these cells. Let's try it.
We found it. I just remember Mommy. Who is that? I could give you braids and ribbons. Shh, it's sleeping.
That's sensitive equipment. I can still see you.
Fight fair, you bully!
Oh my gosh, get away from me! Ah!
Daddy, you always save me from monsters.
All you...
What are these things? Oh. Fiery Brood Splicer. I got it. Used all my health packs, but I didn't die.
Welcome
Bye,
to
more.
the circus of value.
Bye, more. Okay, I got the Atom. Now let's see what's down this creepy hole. Okay. Hey there, little sister. You're just a robot. Oh, don't move. Oh, don't move, please. Just don't move. Hello. Hello. Okay, well, it would be a shame to come all this way.
Robotic little sisters. Robotic little sisters. Sure, Mr. Ryan, we'll take that contract. Sure, yeah, we'll front all the R&D costs, no problem. And when the big daddies ignore the little robot girls and all your fancy field tests, hell, what are we gonna do with all the full production run of these useless things?
Okay. Be a shame to come all this way and not hack the save. So...
mad and you'll be sorry.
Bot shutdown. Where's bot shutdown? I should have found this first. There it is. Bot shutdown.
No! That's top secret!
Okay, let's try again. One more time. At least now I know where the bot shutdown is. Hey, little creepy sister. Why? No! 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 Don't crash! Please! Oh no. Oh, where am I? I haven't done a hard save, have I? I haven't done a single hard save. I just had to go for the save. I just had to go for it. Continue. No, I'm in Persephone. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, come on. Oh. Pick up where I was? No. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's I think we're gonna call that spot. Tell you what I'm gonna do.
Subject Sigma is approaching Minerva's den. He must not reach the thinker. Detonate the tunnel!
All right, tell you what I'm going to do. I'll play back to where I was offline. All right. So, and then I'll do a save. I'll actually save the game. I can't believe there wasn't an auto save, but I'll save the game. right where I was, right after exploring that crawl space, so that when we pick up here next week, same Ox time, same Ox channel, we're at the exact same spot, okay? So that I won't make everybody sit through another live stream of me doing the exact same thing. I'll make sure that we're right here where we left off, okay? I can't believe it. But I can't say it.
Hello? Mr. Sigma? Can you hear me? The name's Porter. Charles Milton Porter.
Oh my gosh.
Doc Tenenbaum tells me you're here to help us get the Thinker out of Rapture. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. You should be able to get inside through an airlock.
Okay, let's get to the airlock and save. Let's get to the airlock and save, and then I'll end the broadcast, and we'll pick up where we were in my next broadcast, okay? Was there any Adam around here? I don't think so. Let's just go back up. Dirty Bird says, boo, we want Bioshock Infinite. Don't worry, I will get to Bioshock Infinite.
Minerva's den has been cut off from the rest of Rapture for some time, but not cut off from splicing. Don't let your guard down. The den's gone dark, but if you can reset the local power relay, I'll be able to get the juice flowing from here.
And now we can save. Lame. All right, well, that's the plan. I'll pick up here on my own time to get us back to where we were. I'll make sure to save. And we'll pick up next week. Same Ox time, same Ox channel, Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. Unless I have to cancel the program due to something else, which I might. We'll see. I'll let everybody know on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter to make sure that you're up to date with all of my live stream schedules and that you know when I have to cancel if I do. New live stream tomorrow morning, Friday, 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, for some The Sinking City. The Sinking City. We're having a lot of fun with that particular game, and I hope you'll join me for then. Aside from that, more live videos for the weekend. That is the plan. At least one, if I have some time. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed what I've produced so far this week. Have a wonderful Thursday, rest of your Thursday night. Get some great sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, with a brand new live stream. Thanks again for coming. Be kind to absolutely everyone, and have a good night.